What's up everybody, it's just Gavin with an offensive-minded center build video. Today I'm going to be talking about two different builds. One's going to be hyper-offensive, and the other one is going to be a bit more well-rounded, with offense still being the main focus. For this first build, it's going to be 7 feet tall, 231 pounds, and it's going to have a 7-foot wingspan. It's going to have that Desmond Bane frame, no wingspan. This build is going to have a ton of offensive variety. It's going to be able to post up and score in every post-up situation. It can take people off the dribble. It's going to be a good pick and pop option, as well as pick and roll option. It has good off-ball potential with being a decent cutter, as well as an elite catch and shoot player. You can use this in pretty much every way offensively, and it will not be a complete liability on the defensive side. With this build, you're going to have an 89 close shot, and that's going to get you Paint Prodigy Silver, which seems to be basically fast switch from last year. Float game on gold, but I wouldn't recommend doing floaters with this build unless they're going to be standstill floaters. You're also going to get Hook Specialist Gold, which every year hook shots are pretty cheese and normally pretty hard to contest if you use them correctly. But this year, with many builds not having that high interior defense to get those consistent contests, this badge should definitely prove to be overpowered, especially if you get the right animations. This build is also going to get a 90 standing dunk, which is going to get you Rise Up Gold, as well as all the standing contact dunks. That should pair pretty nicely with that Paint Prodigy badge. You're also going to get Aerial Wizard Gold, which is going to give you a really nice buff to your alley-oop green window. The post control is going to be put at a 90 for Post Fade Phenom on Legend, Post Powerhouse on Gold, which is basically just Back Down Punisher and Drop Stepper from previous years, and Post Up Poet Gold. Because of this post control being at 90, you're going to be able to post spin people out of the way, drop step people more effectively, dream shake the defender into being stun locked. You just have a ton of ways to score out of the post now, as well as mid range. You're also going to get Unpluckable Silver, which is a nice little bonus. As for the shooting on this build, you're going to get a 94 midi, which is going to get you Set Shot Specialist Hall of Fame, as well as Deadeye Gold, and again that Post Fade Phenom on Legend. You're also going to get an 83 3-pointer for Limitless on Bronze. That way you can catch and shoot from just a little bit further than you normally would be able to. Now the playmaking on this build is going to be surprisingly pretty good. 76 pass accuracy is going to give you Break Starter on Silver, and we're going to use +2 out of the +5 you would get at Starter 3 for those cap breakers. You're going to put this up to a 78 for Versatile Visionary. You're going to have a 70 ball control for some pretty clean dribble moves when you have to create for your team when you're not in the post. And you're going to have a 60 speed with ball, which is going to get you normal and Zion Williamson dribble style. I've heard some people like Sabonis, but I haven't tried it, so I won't say you should use it. But regardless, 60 is going to get you some pretty good options to try out for your dribble styles to make those dribble moves more effective when you have to dribble. Now your interior defense is going to be at a 74, which is going to give you Paint Patroller Silver and Post Move Lockdown on Bronze. Your block rating is going to be at an 84, and that's going to give you High Flying Denier Silver. If you're worried about these being a little too low, I got a buddy of mine that was playing center with us whenever we were grinding in the Proving Grounds. His block was an 84 with only bronze badges, and he was averaging roughly 2 to 4 blocks a game. The 74 interior with the 84 block is going to be, I won't say perfect, it's going to be pretty good though in regards to guarding the paint. Help defense is going to be great. One-on-one defense might not be the best, but I doubt you'll get bullied that bad, especially with that 91 strength to back you up. You're going to put your steal rating up to a 60. The 60 steal is going to give you Interceptor Bronze. Now you might think that's kind of trash, but 60 steal this year is utterly broken. Well, I won't say 60 steal. Interceptor is utterly broken, therefore 60 steal is going to be pretty strong. If you know how to play lane defense, I promise you're going to get steals with no issue. You should be able to rebound pretty well in this build. It's going to have an 85 defensive rebound, which is going to get you Rebound Chaser Silver, and a 75 offensive rebound for a pretty good chance of getting those O boards when you're in good position. Overall though, in most 2Ks you don't need a super high rebounding to get rebound. Now granted, I've seen some crazy shit this year already on 25 with people having really high rebounding and just getting annihilated on boards. But I think 85 should be good, especially for a stretch kind of big. And the 75 should be pretty good too. Again, I don't think you'll get killed, but there are going to be some matchups where you struggle against. But for the most part, you'll be fine. As for the physicals, we're going to go max speed and agility, so we can hopefully not move like a turtle infested with plastic. We're going to go 91 strength for the post-up badges and that big body brick wall gold. We also get Rebound Chaser. I forgot to, not Rebound Chaser, sorry, Box Out Beast Gold. Forgot to mention that with the rebounding. We do get that. You're going to have a 75 vertical, not really for any specific reason. I've just found 75 vertical to 80 vertical is always a nice sweet spot, if you will, for center builds. But again, that's just me. You can lower that to 70, but that's the lowest you can go. Otherwise, you'll lose the standing contact dunks. So it's in my opinion, 75 is good. You can lower it to 70, but I would not. Now with the animations, I would assume there's going to be some people that ask what jump shot you should use on this build. Because you have such a high midi, you get a plethora of choices. But I would say for jump shot base, you'd either use Chris Bosh, Kevin Durant, which would be my favorite for the big men as of right now, or Michael Porter Jr. I hear there's some other good options like Yves Messi, but I've never used it, so do with that you will. Now, the second build, in my opinion, is a bit more well-rounded, especially for rebounding and overall team play. The build is also 7 foot, just like the first one, 236 pounds, this time with a little bit of a longer wingspan at 7'3". For the second build, it's going to be very similar to the first one, as I wanted to keep the theme of the build being this very strong offensive scoring option. It has less three-pointer as well as mid-range, a little less overall finishing and post-game potential. However, it makes up for those falls with much higher pass accuracy than the first build and has way better rebounding in this one, way better. So for the finishing, it's very similar to the first one. You'll still get the hook shot game and the post fade game, silver post-up badges as well. There's not a whole lot of changes. Your shooting also takes a little bit of a hit. It's still mostly similar, but again, you lose some badges. Set shot specialist is going to go down to gold. Deadeye is going to drop down to silver. Your three-pointer, you lose limitless. You're going to drop down to only an 83. It's still pretty good shooting, but not as good as the first one. For your playmaking, you're going to notice one very big difference, and that is the 85 pass accuracy. That's going to get you bailout bronze. And for your +5, the cap breaker thingy, I would put 2 of that into pass accuracy, and that would get you 87, which is going to get you break starter gold. You could probably tweak this and a few other attributes in here to get that 87, but this is what I settled with. So again, the build's just a template. You're welcome to change it as you please. You don't have to use it tit for tat. You're going to notice the defense is pretty much the exact same on this build with, silver paint protecting badges and that broken as interceptor on bronze. But the big difference is going to be that 94 defensive rebound. You're going to get Box Out Beast Hall of Fame as well as Rebound Chaser on gold, allowing you to just be a much better rebounder on defense as well as a little bit more offensively. But the badge being on gold now and Box Out Beast letting you worm people left and right, you're just going to be a way better rebounder across the board. The physicals, though, are a little worse, but I really wanted to make a version of this offensive powerhouse idea with elite rebounding potential. Everything is a sacrifice in this builder. Now, the +5 that you get from the cap breaker, at least from starter 3, I wasn't really sure where to put that, so I'm just going to say it's up to you. You could either do close shot for Paint Prodigy Gold again. You could do post control +5 and get that post up poet and powerhouse gold, so you have more post scoring potential. You could even put it in pass accuracy to get it to +2, put in the pass accuracy, and let you get the break starter gold. For this build, most of the animations are the same. However, you are going to lose access to Michael Porter Jr. base, but Durant, Bosh, and most big men jump shot bases are still available because of how high your mid range is. The dunks are going to be the exact same. I think you might lose Dwight Howard because the driving dunk is a 60 instead of a 65, but you still get most dunks that you would have gotten on the first build. You're not losing that much. Also, if you liked any of the builds, you should like and subscribe. I'm probably going to make a few more build videos before I jump out of a window trying to figure out how to get this shooting down. Maybe just me. I might make a video on how inconsistent the shooting is. Who knows? It's driving me crazy though. But thanks anyways. Hope you liked the video. Bye bye.